highest category of devotion. The major difference between the development of human beings and that of animals is that the latter is fully action-oriented. Animals are not guided by knowledge, intellect, nor conscience, but by the ascension of experience and allurement of crude enjoyment. Humans, however, are both action and knowledge-oriented. In addition to experience, they are guided by the sanction of intellect, the inspiration of conscience, and the spirit of benevolence. On the basis of this difference in the process of development, one should distinguish humans from animals. An animal cannot transcend its animal characteristics, but a human being, when freed from all petty sentiments and endowed with an ardent desire to attain the supreme, can reach the pinnacle of human glory. Whatever the humans do, whether guided by crude instincts or the desire for eternal peace, is motivated by the desire for enjoyment. This desire may focus on petty or vast objects, or may be crude or sublime according to the nature of one's innate samskaras. When the desire for enjoyment concerns petty material objects, the expressions will be purely action-oriented, and the mentality will be animal-like. However, when the desire for enjoyment concerns the vast and the sublime, the expressions will be action and knowledge-oriented, and one's outlook will be truly human. The innate characteristic of an animal is to derive crude pleasure from physical objects, and that animals mistakenly think crude pleasure to be happiness. But those humans who shine with spiritual radiance and observe the world with an all-embracing vision can never satisfy their unquenchable thirst with finite material objects. They are the real humans. They realize that happiness does not lie in finite objects, but in infinity. Nalpe sukhamasti bhumaeva sukham. In the flow of pratisanchara, the cosmic cycle of creation, all animate entities, the plants, trees, worms, insects, reptiles, birds, mammals, and human beings, are advancing from crudity to subtlety. Even those who say, "I won't move, I will sit by the wayside," cannot escape this relentless movement. Everyone must move. Some will move with the flow of creation, under the direct guidance of the cosmic will. Others, whose consciousness is slightly more developed, may move against the flow, that is, towards animality or physicality, by means of their willpower, and others, by virtue of their developed consciousness, will accelerate their progress along the cosmic flow. This psychospiritual progress is not possible by mere actional faculty, and hence it is beyond the capacity of animals. Through knowledge, one should ascertain the best path and the proper direction to take, and then advance along it with ceaseless efforts. This path of movement is the path towards the supreme attainment, paramartha. By knowing and understanding the path as well as the goal of life, and acting accordingly, one will unify oneself with the supreme desideratum in the end. Total merger with the cosmic desideratum becomes a reality through absolute sincerity. Hence the Rishi says that to attain the supreme, knowledge and action are not enough. The real success is absolutely dependent on devotion. Those who possess this actional faculty and knowledge will advance, no doubt, but they will fail to attain the highest goal. This highest attainment depends entirely on one's kevala bhakti, the highest category of devotion. By perfecting knowledge, action, and devotion, should one strive to attain Purusha consciousness, or Prakriti operative principle, or a composite of Purusha and Prakriti. Although Purusha and Prakriti are inseparable, one should only try to attain Purusha, not Prakriti, in the attempt to merge with the all-pervasive consciousness Purusha. Prakriti, the operative principle, may sometimes be expressed, or may sometimes lie dormant in Purusha. Purusha is the culminating point, not Prakriti. Though Prakriti has the predominant role in creation, Purusha is the fundamental stuff of which the creation has been made. Prakriti is merely creating innumerable transient forms out of that fundamental stuff. Hence, although Prakriti creates the universe, she does not and cannot create the original stuff or ingredients of creation. When Prakriti's influence over Purusha reaches its peak, crude objects are created in the physical universe. The more the influence of Prakriti on Purusha, the greater the degree of crudity and solidity of objects. What we call energy Shakti in the relative world is not synonymous with Prakriti. Shakti is created at an earlier stage in Sanchara due to the influence of the operative principle Prakriti on the cognitive principle Purusha. The greater the degree of static bondage of Prakriti, the greater and quicker the transformation of energy into crude objects. Whatever is expressed as crude, subtle, or causal factors is nothing but a metamorphosed form of energy. Even the psychic world is but a subtler stage of energy, and this is why we observe that energy and mental force appears to be the same thing. Mental force very often performs the same functions as physical force. The practice of sadhana aims at converting the crude physical energy into subtle psychic energy, and the psychic energy into spiritual energy or cognitive faculty, and in the final stage enables the practitioner to become one with the Supreme Entity. Thus, in successive stages, sadhana converts matter into energy, energy into adi, adi into consciousness, and at the highest stage, ensconces one within Supreme Consciousness. So the goal of sadhana is to establish oneself in the cognitive principle Purusha. Purusha is everywhere, in everything. In fact, every manifestation is a form of Purusha.